Houseplant. So today's like an especially shitty Tuesday, and I'm alone in my old bedroom, and I'm trying to make sense of all my clutter and all the shit around the floor. And then I noticed that my bamboo plant is just bathing in the summer sunlight that's pouring in to my room, and it's looking a little less green than it did last week, and I feel less green than last week. I've had this houseplant for over a year. It's my magic woo-woo plant. It's my lucky bamboo plant. My mom got it for me special. She thinks of me always. And it was after I told her I needed a little plant in my room. Something to take care of, something alive, something to make the sun pouring in the window feel useful, something to make the air cleaner, something besides weed to breathe in, something to cling to. Her name's Melissa Broder, after the author, and I water her every Monday. Once a week, I'm guaranteed at least this one small moment where I can feel undoubtedly kind and nurturing. Where I can love without needing to be loved back twice as much. Where my goodness isn't chewed up and spat out like gum. And often I use my own water bottle because she deserves it more than me. I leave myself with a few gulps short of last night's half-drank empty water bottle. And Melissa is my happy woo-woo plant, a weekly reminder that I move forward. Melissa's had 2 near-death experiences, the first from not being watered enough, the second from being watered too much after I almost killed her the first time. She's fallen off the TV stand that she lives on proudly at least 3 times, each time picked right back up and placed on the TV stand. Her tiny pebbles, hand sweats, and put back in the pot. She is down to 2 of the 3 bamboo stalks she came home as, but she is alive. And this is an especially shitty Tuesday, and I realized I forgot to water her last night, an especially shitty Monday. One of the 2 bamboo stalks is turning yellow. My dear sweet Melissa just looks sad. I just look sad. This is the problem with being an artist. Everything I have to do has to be so fucking dramatic. I'm tired of it. I'm too much for myself, but I don't know how to be anybody but me. And this is the problem with being human. We always have to be so goddamn feelings. Constantly swinging through the jungle, jumping from vine to vine, throwing our bodies into anything, even if only for a moment, that might make us feel like we're in control. And of this plant, I am in control. I see her lonely and yellow and thirsty, and I wonder if she's still got the fight in her. If she'll come back in 3 weeks like she did last time, and the time before that. Or what if maybe I fucked up and it's time to just toss it and buy a new plant? New beginnings. Quit while you're ahead. Quit before anyone sees you fall. Quit because you're a fucking quitter. Quit because there's nothing better than a fresh start. Quit because you're too afraid to find out that you can win. I briefly debated letting my houseplant that I very proudly kept alive for the past year die by intentionally not watering it. In this moment, I am a poet and a broken-hearted artist. This is the moment where the downward spiral begins. This moment, Melissa is looking right at me. This moment, I have never been more alone, aside from the last time I never felt more alone, and then that time that I felt alone before that. And cutting yourself is bad, and burning yourself is bad. You tried that once in high school with the tiny scratch with the safety pin and the curly scar from the hot bobby pin hidden so well. They didn't know they needed to look, and no one noticed, and that cut deeper than your shy hands could ever carve. I cannot damage my fragile cage, for I have worked so fucking hard on bettering the contents inside. You can't pour black ink on a wet painting and expect to wipe it clean the next day, but oh, how I long to self-destruct, and non-smokers and their righteous nagging will never fucking understand that every cigarette I've smoked is still less cancerous than my internal monologue. So please just let me have this. Allow me to self-soothe and self-destruct. I want to set my bed on fire while I'm sleeping in it because I'm tired of waking up every day drowning in my own dread. I want to set myself on fire while I'm sleeping in it because I don't know what it feels like to be warm without blankets or a body holding me. I want to feel weak without feeling pathetic. When I'm sobbing in my car alone, I daydream about crying on stage, reading poetry. I'm tired of always feeling so human. I want to feel like art. I want to elegantly let down every single person who has called me strong. Some of them are here tonight, and fuck all of you. I'm so fucking tired of being strong. I want to give myself permission to gracefully disappoint every person who said they were proud of me. Who said they were amazed by how much I've accomplished, who told me you can do it, because I don't want to do it. I've been doing it. I'm tired of doing it. Doing it is still as draining as it is rewarding. I need a feeling of release. I need a chance to recharge. I want to let myself down. I want to let them all drown. Every person who meant to help, but their kindness was lost in translation, so all I heard is, I'm expecting you to be enough. Every person in their 30s who put the burden of my own future on my thin shoulders with the words, "You have your whole life ahead of you." After I used the last of my strength to tell them, "I am so scared." I want to throw myself into a bonfire with every report card sent home where some teacher left the comment, "Potential exceeds level of effort," when they were trying to say she is so capable of many beautiful things, never realizing their words molded me into a thin porcelain bowl with tiny holes in the bottom, this fucking beautiful piece of china proudly displayed in everyone's home except mine. I don't like being your emotional warrior to look up to. I used to want to be an inspiration, and then I learned what that meant. I found out how much barbed wire you have to crawl through before your cuts stop being gruesome and start bleeding motivation for everyone else but you to consume. I don't like that because of my many struggles, I am now destined for greatness. I never asked to be great. I want to be average and content and at peace with my life. I tell people I'm a bio major, and they say, "Oh wow, what are you going to do with that? Be a doctor?" All I want to do when I grow up is be content. I want to know what it feels like to feel like enough when my eyes wake open and my alarm goes off. I want to know what it feels like to go to bed satisfied without having done anything extraordinary that day. And I want to know what it feels like to feel both those things on the same day. I wish the bones of my skull fit together like a jigsaw puzzle, that every time my mind gets posed in a million different directions because a new passing thought showed up uninvited, that I could smack my head on my desk, feel my existence shatter, feel my brains and every little thought in my blood, feel everything in my life pour out on my textbooks and piles of notes and scattered pens and colored papers, a red, sticky mess spilling everywhere like Kool-Aid splashing on a granite countertop, shocking but easy to clean. I want to snap the pieces of my head back together like a lawn chair and go back to studying so I can repeat this whole fucking process again in another 15 minutes or less when a new thought shows up uninvited. How can I find out how much it hurts to break every bone in my body when I jump off a building and still walk away in 5-inch heels unscathed? I need a gentle but strong healing hand to help me up and dust the dirt off my shoulders and watch me confidently stroll away from the nasty puddle of guts left behind by my inner demons, spilled and left behind on pavement. I want to wreck my car on I-35 southbound during evening rush hour so my last artistic endeavor can be inconveniencing 1,000 random fucks stuck in traffic yearning to be elsewhere. A great big fuck you to that segment of highway where all my panic attacks are born. I'm spending so much time trying to make others' lives better since mine is a lost cause, and I want to let them know that they ain't shit either. I'm tired of all the times I was shifting in and out of first year, yearning to be elsewhere, thinking I will die of old age before we pass this exit. And I remember a month where I wouldn't turn the engine of my car off until after the garage door was all the way down, and I think you know exactly why I did that. But the thought of my poor mother having to find my dead body killed me more than I could ever kill myself. And for those of you that don't have the closed captioning turned on, this is the part where, like in little yellow letters and italics at the bottom of the screen, says turns the car engine off. But have you ever been so happy you wanted to kill yourself? You're finally winning, so who cares if someone flips over the board game? Because nobody ever wants to talk about how bad it feels to finally feel good. And no, I've not seen a ghost, but I have seen my reflection in the mirror. Something's been trailing behind me whispering boo for the past 6 years, and I'm tired of feeling like I'm haunting myself. I'm tired of waking up and feeling dead. I'm tired of telling myself over and over and over again that the only reason I feel like I'm dying is because I am in fact still alive. I want to kill myself today so I can start my next life tomorrow, and then I remember that I don't believe in reincarnation, so I just let out a scream and my eyes pour, and I really wanted to let that houseplant die, because in case you haven't figured it out yet, that plant has existed only as a metaphor for myself since day one. I want to disappoint this plant. I want to be the one withholding, not the one with outstretched open palms. I want to recognize this plant's suffering and save her from her own hurt, from the pain of the world surely coming for her. I want to play God because I don't have any to pray to. I want to kill Melissa. I'd strangle her if I could. I want her to suffer for her mistakes, my mistakes, and today's an especially shitty Tuesday, alone in my room where I'm holding a small bamboo plant and my manicured hands digging my fake nails in this feeling that's very rare of power. And I remember that I'm not a necromancer, and I water the plant spitefully. Who I'm trying to piss off, I don't know. But Melissa and I are now in a silent competition to thrive.